everybody. Welcome to, what month are we? November?
What?
Welcome to November's Poetry Slam. My goodness. I am excited for this full house we have, and we're rearing to get going. So as the usual, when somebody's reading, we enjoy. Once they're done reading, we'll give them snaps or claps and go on to the next one. I'm looking forward to what we have in store today. First on up, we have Robert. Come on up.
I have 2 poems to share. This first one's called Chopper. So this is called Chopper. He rides on the highway, feeling the fear that it brings. He feels like he's flying with chrome wings. He finds a way away from it all. Angels soar and devils fall. Nothing can hold him back. He is truly free, and that's a fact. The engine roars like a thunderous god. He moves so fast like lightning to a rod. Far on the road tonight, everything will be alright. He'll ride until he runs out of gas. This way of life is such a blast. He stays clear as the gangs and the coppers. This is what the love for his chopper. Nice. This one's called Heroes and Villains. Heroes and villains, light can be blurred. Sometimes it all seems so absurd. Why do you have to be good or bad? Why is this world so screwed up and sad? Why can't we all just find some peace? Why can't we uncover the love that lies beneath? Some may think that hatred will clean up the streets, but then it's all just weak. Prejudice gets in the way of life, and you piss your life away with spite. Don't let your life go down the drain. Don't live your life in vain. In this life, you only get one chance, so we want to live it for romance. There you go.
Whoa. I feel like there's some hope in that romance. Speaking of, thank you, Rob, for that wonderful reading. Love the dynamic words used in there too. I felt like the chopper was cool. It got all that stuff going. That's sweet. Next on up, we have Cassandra. Come on up.
Hey. Hi, I'm Cassandra, and I have 3 poems for you today. One is called Spiritual Journey. Purity of spirit, as transcendent as the northern lights, shines from inside onto the world. Obsessed with describing it, I falter. A vision in the night haunts my dreams, like the gentle touch of beauty. The cold autumn breezes sweep the landscape, and I see you approaching. Struck by familiarity, I know I have discovered an undiscovered country. This reflection of heaven in a still clear pond, trees changing color and leaves falling. The encroaching winter has one hand on my shoulder as I try to hold on to the late summer sun. Soon the first snowflakes will drift past us and start to accumulate. We will be together, noticing the turning of the season. Witnessing the cusp of change is eerily familiar, a kaleidoscope of patterns that continue to comfort and bewilder. Looking for the reason behind our meeting here. Although time's moving forward, we have no fear, watching scenes repeat themselves in the eternal moment. Conscious of being, but conscious of not being alone. Recognition of each of us moving in time toward one another. Another perspective begins as we start to recover. Leaving that trauma behind, learning how not to suffer. Arriving at nightfall without a care at all, metamorphosized.
What was that title again?
Spiritual Journey. Okay. This one is called Paranoia. Deep in the dark of night, in my head continues a fight. Will this go on until daylight? No certainty of what is wrong and what is right. No peace and no end in sight. Dim visions crafted of fear, trying to shut out the voices I hear, and the memory of losing things I hold dear. I am at my most vulnerable and at my most sincere. Images of the past seem to stalk me. I look over my shoulder when I'm walking, looking for persecution to catch up with me. I know it's unlikely, but improbable things have happened to me before, and it just makes me dread setting foot outside the door. Just because you hear voices criticizing you or telling you what to do, it doesn't mean you have to follow through. Sometimes it's like having 2 versions of yourself, one that can function and one that can't. I'm still betting on the one that can, giving myself permission to feel confused and overwhelmed. Doing battle with paranoia takes hard work and courage, The struggle to separate real from imagined fears can bring me to tears. But when I meet life on its own terms, I know it's worth it. We live in a threatening world, but sometimes our psyche is our worst enemy, and we must put to bed the things that we can't help. Thank you. And this one is called Loved. I feel loved, I feel valued, I feel secure. I love you like a good habit. The sun shines on us and delivers us from the dark and cold. I think I will love you until I get old. The breeze blows away my doubts. I know I don't want to be without you. Full moon in the sky, we stand under it and wonder why we have been so lucky as to find each other. We will be there for one another throughout time, and this is only a shadow of the sublime, an echo of heaven made manifest in this life. We relate to each other and move forward through communication. We learn from each other through curiosity and investigation. We reach for each other without hesitation. We give each other appreciation. You keep me on an even keel. When I'm with you, I like how I feel. There are so many love poems and most are beautiful, but this is mine and we are original. I'm glad we have found our way and look forward to a brighter day. I hope we stay together and support each other in all we do and say. Never did I think I would care so much to have someone there. I couldn't connect. I never thought I'd find love, but it turns out I just couldn't find it yet. Thank you for giving me the love I never thought I would get. Thank you.
Wow, great work, Cassandra. All of them, wow. The second one too really resonated with me. I liked that one a lot. A lot of true words. I saw a lot of nodding going on. I was like, yep, you were preaching. It was good. Thank you very much. Next on up, James Adamson.
Oh. Okay, so this one's called To the Breath of Air, and all my poems are the glory of God and to glowing with love.
Amen.
Thank you. Death is a part of life, but life isn't a part of death. We live to live, not to die. A love-hate relationship is a relationship of love. The beauty of a flower is not its decay. It rises above ugliness and death. The fleeting nature of its existence is not its beauty. Its beauty is that everything is filled with life. Everything exists for life. The time on a clock will leave the clock behind. Love will defeat death. Death and hate have their time, but they exist in accordance with the wings of the wind. Life is the overriding concern, as if to reach the sky is worth a breath. We live for life as the sun shines above the clouds. The oceans and lakes are filled with beautiful monsters. We breathe with the air to forgive. We laugh because we laugh at ourselves. We must see injustice as a humorous irony. Justice kills injustice. To merely come to terms with drowning, we swim for miles. Dance is not about getting tired. It is filled with energy and entertainment. We do not run to kill or to kill. We run for life. The universe is practically all darkness while we know our only light. The rifle shot may kill, but the warriors fight for all human souls. The universe is filled with rot and death, yet it only exists for life no matter the depths of cold. Our hearts are there to feel, not to abandon the beating of our hearts. Competition is about honoring your opponent, not a search to find an insult. Evil and hatred offer immediate return for your existence. Love sees beyond any moment. To go from beginnings to endings all the time is to know life is filled with them. We are meant to live in the moment, but seeing love as the purpose is that existence. Existence can't be proven to exist with logic, while we are to strive to fulfill essence. Death and war and destruction, these things are surely to come. What matters is your hope in living and your power to spread that message. Hatred and worry are a waste of time, and they put us at the doorstep of death. And even if you enter, you can still believe in it as an elaboration, as an education. To never give up hope in human life is the perpetual flowering mechanism. As if you move through time, we can eternally visit the garden, knowing to keep living is the way to touching the air we breathe. The only evil claim is that it's too late. The effort to kill the value of sending across the ocean, across time, across the message of endless libraries. We must have the autonomy of the iridescence of what we can't see because we can't leaf through many pages at any moment, at every moment. Death will try and catch you with a moment. To be friends with power is to share in defending time. That time only passes to embrace your path to the human soul. In your leisure, you can turn to research and words spoken to your comfort, but hold on to life like a flame as if a burning coin penetrates your vision, to reveal that life intercepts light, and darkness is only a hole that tells you it is deep. Many passages live because you have learned to see a pearl like a rose. As your contrition mounts celebration, as alignment that moves mountains, well, the miracle is your forgiveness, so that hatred is merely an error, not an inability to look away from hatred. Darkness has to live, while purity is that we can see ourselves and others as implicitly doing their best. Well, it is hatred that needs to point at a substance we all share. Laughter is not always an act of disrespect. Surrounded in darkness, we live to make others see the light as all there is. Pain is there to educate our lives, and insults are useful criticisms. To hand over a burning coin that has a flame like the sun becomes a hand that reaches always for many lives. To never return to a place where you found your way is the comfort of beauty as an endless circle. A growing mansion on an island is a bridge that has a new heart, a breath that might even hurt. Embrace all the chance for days that time will ever know. For love to know, we reach across the universe. And this one's called Mumble Thanks. It's about, I work over at the soup kitchen Tuesdays and Thursdays to hand out soup, and during the summer it's hot dogs and hamburgers. So this one's called Mumble Thanks. Some speak clearly, but to be sure they are all thankful. They line up 16 meters long. Sheep worried they might have worn wolves' clothing. More than one of them knows injustice. No one is turned away. The soup waits patiently. Love is the fortitude and reason. In the sun, the light turns the leaves into gems. In the cloud, everything has an equilibrium. Some just got out of bed. Others are going to their job. There is a variety as great as their country offers. Some make you worried. Others calm your nerves. Yet goodwill goes to all. It is a small thing that goes a long way. Mostly all of adulthood knows how getting out of the house can change your whole day. There is hope. We can welcome that, to imbue as many as possible with hope. There is a community among them. There is vitality of them. They don't try to entertain, but they make the hearts skip. People are people, miracles are miracles. Fulfillment is our dedication. A heart on the sleeve is our heart. Smiles and jokes is our beating heart. Trying to be among mankind is our hope. On the verge of friendship, our posture purifies. The naked man has clothes. The hopeful man wears a crown. Talking and communicating is all beginnings and endings. We wait with bated breath. Can I honor those who stand before me? The anticipation of arrival. They say let's dance for many reasons, yet I stand by a pot of soup. Please move through the world with grace as I find reason from you. I can't hear whether you asked or said thanks, but you give me a chance to stand among the community. It cleans my face. I wear my clothes. I am here. Hopefully I'll catch on. See you as a neighbor. Maybe be there for you. A foot in the door of the world. To maybe be rejected, perchance to dream. To suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. To hopefully touch the pulse of my reality. To see the arrival and departure aren't mine to decide, like a freedom later in the day for eternity. This one is called Fireworks Strive. The night has stars in the Milky Way, the night is telling us to celebrate. The universe has countless directions, countless stars named after those we celebrate. Fireworks strive like a roasting pig, buildings rise like a farm, where death walks on hooves. We wander through the fields thinking about filling our bellies and stumbling with fermented produce. As monkeys, we figured it all out and saw the barren fruit drop to the soil. The clouds moved into the night. We fought for our rights, for standards that live beyond our vision, conceiving of galaxies and digging poor defenses. The power of love off the tongue was tens of thousands of years old. Then the bull on the spit gained flesh. We craved life in the constellations. Death spread like drafting instruments. Lines were drawn. Intelligence kissed behind closed doors. Exclusion created languages. Sensation became forests, and 1,000 years later, we cut them down. Looking for distance in the eyes was a clown. Predicting behavior trumped human rights. Evolution is a broken line. We pick up the pieces only to see lies or knives trying to kill contributions. It can be done, it should be done. If it can be done, it should be done. Crumpled and thrown away like a footstep, creating our own paths, our own money, stinging the wasps for civilization. Intelligence can only test itself as we fight for a moment more of peace. Power in the orangutan who ironically looks us in the eye. Birthday cake seeds for childhood as secrets about murder eke out. So our past is on film, and it's obvious we're all the same. So victory means more than what we've done, and facades become currency. Humphrey Bogart has a solar system named after him, as does Marilyn Monroe. But they are alcoholics, so since they are, we are confused. The stars are seen at night with hope that the heavens have learned that people lie and con and make their popularity more than their integrity. Singing comes from the trees. Clear songs kill the bonobo chimp and create privacy and accusation. Trying to prove something doesn't exist is impossible. They're warned that being a movie star doesn't necessarily mean you will find your way. Or they draw lines in the sand so many times they experience meaning. All alone with everyone let in. The only truth is you agree.
Thank you, James, for your words.
Thank you.
Next on up, Joyce. It's time. Come on down. We'll set you up, and Joyce's poem to read.
Okay. Because what happened is they wanted people who have existing rap songs. So I wrote one on my own, and they entered it in the all poetry contest. So here it is. Oh, people, hear my jive. It's a poem for you to jive to. It is the vibe you hear when you're driving. Keep driving and listening to the music as you drive. Oh, people, music will let you learn, that is the key. Jive to your tune of desire, of choice. That's the way to have a voice. Music can also be the sweet melody you play at the end of the day. It's your way to do your best and distress.
That was a good ending rhyme. The way to do your best and distress. I like it. Thanks, Joyce.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Joyce. All right, we have two more artists for this poetry slam. First up, from our last two, is not the one who's going last normally. We're gonna change it up. Andrew, come on, the hot seat's yours.
I have a sense that a lot of the slam poetry is, it's either too personal or too political. But like, I don't know, I have a poem called There's Too Much Politics Anyway. The older I get, I don't care about politics. Let's just make the world more beautiful. I won't read that today. But I'm gonna plug the Winnipeg Poetry Association or organization. They have a slam every month at the Handsome Daughter. And I think next month I don't think they'd mind if I said this. Next month, they're actually, it's a competitive slam with judges, and the winner represents Manitoba or Winnipeg and Vancouver. So I thought I'd say that.
Cool. If you can get any
Yeah, I'm trying to
physical info.
They're very active on Instagram.
Yeah, sweet. Okay.
I don't think they have a Facebook or. Yeah, I think that's the main way to get it.
Sweet.
And yeah, it told me the exact date and time. I'm pretty sure it's November 26th. But when it gets closer to the day, I'll tell people if they want to participate. I wrote 3 poems, bang, 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 because I was very anxious, and so sometimes writing helps. I guess I'll read those 3 first. They're pretty short. I don't have a name for this one. I just wrote poem when I felt a little uneasy, November 5th. Might not be any good in brackets, we shall see. So anyway, adorned, yet not well worn. The strategic fantasy was despised. With my eyes, with my eyes. I saw it with my own eyes. Every fiber, every twitch reminded me of a high school witch. Stem cells and perfume, dust storms, flowers in bloom. Taking a page out of God's anthem, my head twists in circles in the future I cannot fathom. State by state, democracy is late. I feel for those whose nourishment is followed by an asterisk and a question mark. Feeling around in the dark. Existential bark on a thoughtless raft. Without tact and taking no steps, the emotion escapes as I exhale after holding my breath. The angels depart like letting out a fart. Humanity at the wheel, pressure escapes after every meal. I wasn't sure if I should included that part, but it's okay. I don't know how people feel about that.
Glad you did.
Okay, yeah, as long as I'm not offending anybody's. It's sacred and profane, as long as I'm not offending anybody's faith sensibilities. Pressure escapes after every meal. My thoughts I don't steal. I come by insanity honestly. Enough to fill a lake or a dead man's anthology. I have no apology. And I don't take no for an answer, except from a cat with incurable cancer and maybe my plumber. Life's a bummer. Things happening every day, you cross your fingers in hopes that other people pray. 24 hours in a day, I want access to them all. The speaker incites hatred and gets a standing ovation. In moderation, I say. Everything in moderation. So that's one.
So that needs a standing ovation.
Oh, I don't, yeah.
Remember when you said that one? I was like, I don't know if it's gonna be good or not.
Oh, geez, yeah, I don't know. Well, I just sent it to my buddies because I thought they would laugh, but not all of them laughed.
It's funny.
I was thinking about titling it that, but this poem's called "I Want Access to Every Feeling." Peeling back the mask, dictatorship steals my economic cake. Everything is phony, my conception was fake. Leap forward in grand abundance, ignore an old friend. Poverty in my bedroom, reading the back of a stamp while you dance in the rain. So much pain at the end of tranquility, no ability, only white noise. Caress lost in lonely marbles, start a movement without moving. Temperance and expression behind vines in morning daylight. They tell you to be prolific, they say life's terrific, but when you see how they treat themselves, you want to drown in the Pacific. Honorific court jester, meaning and movement. There were no books available except on short-term self-improvement. Decency belongs in a closet for the genius in his own mind. I understand perversions like I understand advanced mathematics. To some it comes easily, a struggle of life to most. Sometimes words will excite dictators. The dictator turned out to be a ghost. Rock on. I'll just do 2 more quick ones. Well, this one's very quick. Short-term ambivalence fallen in expression. People think they're perfect, but it's obvious they're full of holes. There's gaps in information, don't end it that way. We belong around bends and articulate a golden feeling. I don't pretend to care, there was never anything there. 1 foot in front and a history trailing behind. Peace in the mind moves like a glacier, steady and true. Until you learn every joke's about you. You know what to do, but always the coward. And I'll finish it off with this one. I'm going to change this title. It doesn't make any sense. It was about a philosopher who went on a walk the same time every day, so people would set their clocks to his morning walk, but it doesn't make sense with the poem, so I'll probably change it. In spite of it all, getting old sucks. Things get a little blurry at the confluence of disability. Although he's aloof, deep down a good man. I feel strange around crowds. It's an unfortunate discomfort, but between relative and absolute stagnation. Maybe it's a sign of the times when abundance leads to temptation. Unless that's the new situation, or a relentless operating manual. Do I need God's permission to speak to the prettiest of women? There will be a time for that. Imagining perfection after the fact. What's your story? What's your legacy? Have 5-year plans and live simply. Technology doesn't do it justice. You had to have been there. Another category of friendship, sweat and love thick in the air. When we colonize the galaxies and party amongst the stars, no matter your personality, we all want legacy. To be an astronaut, I would imagine there are highs and lows. But when you're that high up, maybe the lows don't confuse you. Maybe you'll find an intergalactic wife, different buttons in your brain. You change the settings to minimize pain. For 30 years, I lived in fear. I didn't want to leave my room. I got some pleasant distraction. That's what friends are for. Kicking down a door. What's wrong with being poor? Maybe you're not a surgeon, but contribute in your own way. Just giving someone a smile can make their day.
Amazing. Thank you, Andrew. So cool. Well, last on up, we have a new reader for our Poetry Slam. Come on up, Tron.
All right.
Woo!
This is for 100% entertainment and fun purposes. And you are welcome to raise your hand and guess the character in this poetry at the end. I am laughter, jokes, humor, smile, never ending with chatty lines. My heart aches with a big wild smile. Fun and puns both combined. Look, I just made a joke. Come on, pal, smile. They asked me, why you smile so much? I said, shh, it's my secret and such. A maniac, they call me. A goof, they call me. Carrying so much pain. A broken heart that stings. Hiding these tears behind this laughter. And collecting the broken pieces thereafter. 'Cause I swear, I'll always smile. Never let my sadness dim the lights. Because the moment I lose this smile, you will realize that this man is dying inside. Why I chose this path, you ask me? Life played me for a fool. Sadness came after me. So I decided to grab the sadness and never let it escape. Don't let it get to anyone else. Some say it is madness. Some say it's contagious. It will make you dark and dead. But look, I'm smiling from my head to my toe. 'Cause deep inside I know it's foolish. I know it's hard. Because deep inside it's all damp and dark. Because deep inside there's nothing but an empty void. A smile is a great hiding space. Nobody could tell that you are feeling sad or mysteriously plotting a genius plan. Can you guess who I am? Who?
Joker from Batman.
How about anyone else?
That was my guess too.
It's a Joker.
Cassandra got it.
You got it.
Amazing.
Cool.
Thank you, Tron.
Enjoy, guys.
Holy moly. Wow. Great work, everyone. This was a great poetry slam. Give yourselves a round of applause. Snaps, claps. I am feeling inspired. Thank you, everybody who shared today. Thank you, everybody who was here listening. That concludes our poetry slam for November. The end.
What happened to have another one of those